workshop.
Just leave it alone?
Yeah, just leave
Okay.
it alone. I think it's fine. Thank you. We're going live with the workshop. How's it going, everybody? My name is Jose Trujillo. How's it going, everyone? Let me put my coffee here. I think that's, yeah.
Yeah.
It's because it's...
You got it, you got it.
There we go.
Okay.
There we go. Good to see you, everyone. My name is Jose Trujillo. I'm an artist. Let me get this a little bit closer. That way you guys can see. What's up, everyone? What's up, Rich? What's up? Let me start saying hi. How's it going, Didi? This is a live free workshop. And I want to talk to you guys about... Am I in?
You're in.
Yeah, cool.
You're in. You're
Awesome. I want to talk to you guys today about composition. So let's start with this. Okay, we're going to talk about some fundamentals of composition. I'm going to show you guys 4 different designs of composition. Okay, so let me hear my notes. That way you guys can... And I got my coffee too. Yeah, baby. Welcome to my studio, first of all. My name is Jose Trujillo. I'm an artist. I've been an artist for over 7 years. Full-time artist. I've been an artist since I was a little kid. Over, I don't know, 20-something years now. And, but I've been blessed enough to be a full-time artist for the past 7 years. And I want to talk to you guys about composition today. And give you guys a free workshop. Let's go. Who's ready? I will be reading some of the comments. Please leave your comments. Put your comments below. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you guys, the feedback. I would love to hear feedback from you guys. And let's go. I'm gonna show you guys 4 classic designs. I'm going to show you guys 4 classic designs in composition. Now, why is composition important anyways? Why is it important? Why can't you just go and paint something and not worry about composition? Well, it's very simple. When it comes to painting or anything visual, really, anything visual, the human eye tends to have winning formulas where we go. In the past, this used to be called sacred geometry. Some people still practice that, believe it or not. I'm sorry, I'm having a little bit of allergies. In the past, they used to call it sacred geometry, or they just have different names for it. Basically, what it is that there is perfection in the world, right? There's perfection everywhere. And when our eyes focus on any given square or any given rectangle, any given place, what we do is that we tend to follow certain things. So for example, if you're looking, let's say that this is a painting, right? If you're looking at a painting here, my little painting. If you're looking at a painting, there is something that we know proven, something proven, that we're going to focus somewhere where the image is, or where the subject is, not the image, but the subject. And this is something very old, very classic. We call the rule of thirds, meaning that if your object, you see how I got it? If your object is here, 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 or here, any of those places, it doesn't have to be in all of them. It could just be in one. It could even be in 2 if you want to. It doesn't really matter. For example, there could be a person right here, right? And there could be a table with flowers right here, right? This could be your subject, right? This could be your points of focus in your painting. Anyways, I don't want to confuse you with all of that, but there are proven ways, proven methods that artists have tried and tested over many, many, many years. And this is how we came out with composition. This is why we follow composition, especially in today's art, where there's so much saturation of art. You can see art everywhere. You can see painters everywhere, but a lot of it lacks composition. And one of the reasons why I believe it lacks composition is not just because people are not aware, but because people don't really put the effort. I don't really think it's that. It's so much lack of education, but it's lack of effort in my point of view. But anyways, that's besides the point. Let me... Appealing to look at. I love that. All right, so here we go. Okay, let's get started. first of all, what are the four compositions I'm going to show you guys? The four common designs or classic designs of composition. The first one is called equal spacing. Okay, that's the first one I'm going to show you. The second one, I got my notes right here. The second one is grouped mass. This is a fun one. The third one, and I'm going to show you each one, what each one does and how to attack it or approach it. I'm all about how to attack it. The third one's Steelyard. Okay, and then the fourth one is the S design. And these four compositions really have been very much the core of my artistic career. Okay, the core of my artistic design. Let's put it that way. So let's get started with the first one. Okay, you guys got them? Equal spacing, group mass, Steelyard, and S design. Whoops. Let's go. Here we go. Let's start with the first one, equal spacing. Now, compositions it doesn't really matter whether you're painting figurative work, landscape, still lifes, or seascapes, whatever you're doing, it doesn't matter. It's all the same. Composition really just blankets everything that you're going to be painting. So in equal spacing, what it's really just suggesting, let me do the first one right here. I hope you guys can see this. Let me see if you guys are able to see it. Yeah, you guys are able to see it. So the first one, let's say that this is your canvas. In equal spacing, what the composition is going to work here is that whatever object you put in any given place, you want to be able to replicate it in the opposite side. Okay, so it doesn't have to be perfect, but as long as the mass is equal in proportion, that's why it's equal spacing. The mass is equal in proportion. It's going to work. The composition is going to work. It's a winner. These are proven winning designs, okay? This is not like, oh, I'm going to go paint something and hope for the best. No, these are proven designs. You can find these designs in just about every painting throughout history. Every major artist has used them. So let's say, let's do a landscape here with equal design. What does it look like? So I'm going to do my little tree right here, right? Equal design. Over here, it's my other little tree. It doesn't matter what you put here. It doesn't matter that you're doing this, that you're doing that there's a road coming here, or there's a fence yard right here. It doesn't matter if this are the overpowering, the powers right here. These two trees are the power. It doesn't matter if you put one person right here walking, and then you put another person right here saying hi, and 5 people right here. None of it matters. Really, it's just details, right? It doesn't matter if you have a couple of birds right here flying. Those birds, man, those birds are like, wah! It doesn't matter if this is there. These are the pillars. It solidifies the painting. Everything else is details. Okay? So this is an equal spacing composition design. I hope that you guys are getting what I'm talking about here. Let's do another one with equal spacing. And what this could be now, it could be a figurative painting, right? Let's say that there's a person right here. I don't know. A portrait with a person right here, right? A waiter holding some plate with wine or whatever, right? This, let's put the little napkin right here. Somewhere there's a waiter in there. A little bow tie, okay? This could be one of the pillars. Over here, you could have a person sitting with their plate and their food or whatever. This could be equal design as well, okay? This could be equal spacing. Why? Because you're putting 2 masses. Now, whatever you put here It does affect the painting. It doesn't matter, but it does affect it, but it doesn't matter as much anymore. So if you put some lines right here, if maybe there's a window right here, it doesn't matter as much, because all of this, unless you make it that there's a pillar or there's something very strong right here, something erected like a figure, right? Because another thing in composition is that the more erected something is, the less light it hits it, right? So the darker it is. So tall trees tend to be very dark. Standing figures tend to be darker than the surrounding because less light is hitting it, because the light might just be hitting it in certain areas, on the head or on the plate, in certain areas only in this case. So this is equal spacing. This could count as equal spacing as well. All right, I hope that this is making any sense for you guys. These are the two examples that I'm sharing with you guys here. If you guys have any questions, if you guys are not seeing clearly here, let me know, and I'll be more than happy to focus it a bit more. All right, so there is the first one. All right, let's go to the second one. Let's go to the second one. Second one. Now you can do that with different things, okay? Just like you saw me do it with 2 trees, 2 figures. It could be 2 sailboats, 2 cats, 2 rocks. Name it. It doesn't matter, and it doesn't have to be an object either. It could also be empty space, and that's a little bit more tricky, right? But I would highly suggest to start with subjects first, with objects, right? With objects. Mountains or clouds or something, and then you can start experimenting with empty space, because empty space could also work as equal spacing, and that's just a little bit more advanced. And I'm not giving you guys an advanced thing here, a workshop. This is a starter. Let's call it that. Someone who's getting started. All right, let's do the second one. The second composition is group mass. Okay, group mass is the second one. Yeah, group mass. So what does this mean? All right, well, let's do this again right here. This is our painting, okay? What group mass suggests is exactly what it suggests. Is that whatever you have in the painting, you need to have a mass put together. It doesn't really matter, again, what's happening on the side. A master who used to do this was William Turner, the British artist Turner, the romantic artist. So one way that you could see that is, let's do a little, say a seascape, right? Here is a sailboat. Here is another sailboat. Oh, let's do another sailboat. Oh, let's do another sailboat right there. Right? Oh, there's something going on the back. Oh, let's not get too outside. Let's stay here. Right? This would be considered a group mass. One question that has been asked here, Danny says, does good composition help with art sales? Almost every time. You could be a bad painter, and if you got good composition, you have a much better chance of selling your artwork. Composition just means so much. Most of us don't respect it. Most of us don't respect, especially when we start getting a little cocky and we're like, oh, I'm becoming a better artist. I'm becoming a better artist. I'm talking for myself and other artists that I know. You start going around and playing with it so much that sometimes it hurts sales if you don't follow compositions. There's books out there. I know a couple of people, books out there that a couple of authors that suggest composition is everything, right? If you want to sell, it's composition. So that's one. Here, let's do another one. At the very least, it'll make you a better artist. Now, you can do group in different ways also. Let's do another one here. I don't know. people walking, right? Maybe they're holding hands. There's a little kid right here. They're like, Mama, where are we going? Don't worry about it, son. I told you. Come with me. Let's go. This is also a group, right? This is a group mass, okay? Group mass composition. You don't want to put anything anymore. And whatever you... Now, you can, but it's got to be very subtle, right? These are your strong, your darker tones. This is where you're putting more of your intense colors. This is where everything is happening. Outside, you can start using very subtle pastels. You can tone them down. You can create a whole city back here, right? You can create a whole city back here, but it cannot be nowhere near as dark and as strong as this. And then you have a group mass. Does it help with sales? It does. Okay, these are secrets that almost, I mean, they're not secrets, but they're almost like secrets that just about no artist, virtually no artist really follows. And it's such available information. This information is very much available. Not the way I'm telling it, because I'm telling it with a twist, but it is available information. You just have to, you're not going to Google it and find it right away. It might be something that you have to take a class to really kind of understand it. You'll see some references on Google and whatnot, but it takes more like more of a class or maybe some YouTube videos. I don't know. This is the best one though, by the way. Okay, now let's do the third one. The third one's Steelyard. Okay. Forgot the name of the artist who came up with this one, but this is Steelyard. Let's do this. What this suggests is that you have two things almost polar opposites, right, happening. So let me show you right here. Let's do the same one right here with two sailboats, because it's very simple to show right here. This is our ocean line. This is what Steelyard is. We have a sailboat right here, right? And then we have a little baby sailboat right here. Boom, baby, Steelyard. Okay? What this does is that you create virtual weight. Okay? You create an unbalanced virtual weight. Visual weight. So all of the weight is right here, and there's no weight right here, right? So it's unbalanced. All of the weight is falling here, but somehow this makes it, if there was nothing here, the composition would be a little bit more difficult. You would have to put a couple more sailboats right here in order to maybe turn it into a group mass. By the way, the group mass that I showed you guys earlier doesn't have to be in the middle. It could be on the side. It doesn't really matter as long as there's a group of them there, right? It works really nice in the middle. That's why I did it in the middle. It worked really nice. But this Steelyard composition, you have something disproportionately larger on one end. And by the way, this does not work if you have something here and something right here. It's got to be opposite. Here's another example of it. And it doesn't have to be direct. This could be a landscape, right? This is also Steelyard. These are some trees right here. And this could be another tree right here. Okay? Whatever you put should be smaller than this and almost no, around it, right? And almost no strength in color, or let's not even talk about color here. In how dark it is, right? Whatever you put around it should not be as dark. Even though there's space right here, even though we're suggesting space, should stay a little bit dark, just so that you have that weight happening. Van Gogh was really good at doing that. Monet was really good at doing that. One of the ones that we know about Van Gogh, and I mean Monet is one of the famous ones, is the here's one that Monet did, a very famous one. The haystacks, right? You have the haystacks. That's a Steelyard, what Monet did. the haystacks. Every artist has done it. Every artist knows it. The best paintings that you can find out there all have these compositions that I'm sharing with you guys in different forms. Richard says, background generally lighter colors. Absolutely. Background generally lighter colors, and not just lighter in color, but the tone, right? The tone needs to be light. So you have to kind of gray it down. Okay, that's one way of putting it. You have to gray it down to create distance. In order to create distance, even if there's not much distance, you could have a tree right here or a person, whatever, right? Let me do another one right here. Here's another example. You could have a person right here. Let's say that there's a person right here, and there's a, I don't know, there's a sailboat in the distance somehow, right? You can have another person right here if you want to, but even if this person's right next to your main character, illustrators do this really well. Even if this other person, the second person, is next to your main character, this person needs to be, the tone needs to be very low, right? The tone needs to be very, you can almost do a wash, and it's really cool to play with that. Many artists have done it. You find that a lot in illustrators today, but that's a very old trick that artists like Delacroix did a lot, especially in their studies. You could see that even Michelangelo, Da Vinci, you could see that in their studies, that the secondary or the other characters, even if they were next to each other, the tone got pulled down substantially, so that you have your main character, and then therefore you're able to create that effect, right? The Steelyard. You have the main one, and then you have the small one, and kind of creating that balance. So that's the Steelyard, guys. I hope that this is helping. Jose, do you break the rules sometimes? Danny Rock 148 asks, Jose, do you break the rules sometimes? I'm almost always breaking the rules, and I'm gonna be honest with you guys. It costs me sales. Okay. Here's another question by Danny Rock. And if you do, what are the reasons to break the composition rules? Just ego. The reasons I just like to experiment. Everything has been done under the sun already. Everything's been done. What hasn't been done, everything's been done already. So what really I experiment with, it's not necessarily just the composition, but I'm trying to experiment with, hey, can I make this light and this one very dark? Can I play with distance? Can I play with perspective? Normally perspective, the farther away an object is, the lighter in tone it is, right? Of course, because it gets foggier and foggier, it's harder to see. The one that is closest to you in the foreground, that's the darker, right? It's richer in colors and on and on. Well, sometimes I play around with it, and I'll make this one very light and this one very dark, and that's just to scratch my own ego, just to see that if I play with it, But most, if you just follow them, you can follow them to the T and create some just wonderful, proven paintings. By the way, this is not cookie cutter. I would hate for people to confuse this with cookie cutter formulaic painting. This is not what it is. Okay, composition is not cookie cutter formula style painting. It's not paint by numbers type of stuff. Composition is just very proven ways of painting and creating artwork for, I don't know, hundreds, maybe thousands of years. I don't know. Very, very old. And it's not old as in, it hasn't been challenged. It has been challenged. And that's why we have these proven ways, because they already been challenged over and over. And we know what works to the eye, right? Especially when I started by telling you guys the rule of thirds. It's just it's a knockout every time that you use the rule of thirds in your own artwork. So I don't want to make this too complicated. I want to keep it light. That way you guys can. It's information that you can actually apply right away. It's not something that, well, what did Jose say about this? No, you can go back and watch this video. And if you're not taking notes, I would highly suggest take some notes. And you can go back and start checking this out. Okay, let's go with the other one, the last one. Okay, the fourth one is the S design. Okay? The S design. And what this is really very literal. Most of these are very literal. The S design is exactly what it is. We're going to draw an S. Okay? Right here. That's all you have to do. You're going to draw an S. So where would this work? Well, all you really have to do is do something like this. And that's it. There is your composition. Now, in order to make it more, right, you can add a little tree right here. There could be another little tree. There could be maybe another little tree right here waiting. Whatever you do right here, it matters very little because you already established the composition. So anything that you hang on it's a Christmas tree, right? You're just hanging on little stuff now. Right? You're just saying there could be a little house back here. It doesn't matter, a little ranch house or whatever. There could be a little gate, not a gate, but a fence right here. It doesn't really matter. You already did your S design. Okay, this is the S design. This works really, really great with landscapes, seascapes as well. There is a really cool way of doing it. Thank you so much, Didi. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Danny Rock 148. Beast breaks the rule. Breaks rules. it's so true. I'm always breaking rules, and it costs, guys. It costs. Sometimes it costs. I ruin paintings from time to time, every day. Let's do another S design. The other S design that we can do also could be something that I love using it with, and it doesn't have to be all the way up. Okay, you could put your horizon line right here, and this could be it's either a pathway or it could be a marshland, right? You could use it as a marshland, and some grass right here. Boom, 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 baby. There's a little tree right there. Boom, baby. Okay, and then you have your S design. What you can do up here, again, you can use clouds and whatnot, but you got to keep it subtle, right? Because your main thing is right here. This is your bread and butter. Now, what you can do here is you can do some clouds. And you can mix them if you want. And that's where you start now playing around with them, right? You can mix them if you want. So what do I mean by mixing them? Let me show you. Let me show you here. We're still on S design. Now this is now for you to play around with and mix them. You can mix and match and just kind of, start with each individual. By the way, if you're going to be practicing this, practice it on paper. You don't need to go and practice it on canvas right away. Practice it on paper. Get acquainted with it. Understand it a little bit. Play with it. Do it a few dozen times, maybe a few hundred times. I don't know. Be local like me. I do it 100 times before I start painting. Do it. Just play with it and play with it until you start getting, you start recognizing it. What you can start doing is you can start doing stuff like, hey, I'm going to put a horizon line right here. I'm going to do an S design, right? There's my S design right there. This is a little pathway. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a big old tree right here, right? And a little tree right here. What did I just do? I put two compositions in the same painting. I put an S design and a Steelyard. If you've been paying attention, have you been paying attention? I put an S design and a Steelyard in the same painting. And now you got a double punch. Double punch composition right there, right? Double punch. Donnie Rock says, what composition would you use for portrait or pet portraits? Any of them really work. If you're just doing a single person that you're not, or a single subject or a single object, I would stick to the rule of thirds. You'll never lose with the rule of thirds. So if you're doing imagine this lines, this little, what do you call it when you play that game? Tic-tac-toe. Imagine a tic-tac-toe in the middle of your canvas, okay? And all you got to do is find these points. These 4 points right here are all that matter in your painting, okay? When you're starting out, then you can start getting fancy, but this is what really matters, okay? The best ones, the best artists don't really play around with it. Like they know it works and they just stick to it, right? So you could put right here your subject right here. You know, the person. I don't know. This could be your portrait right here, right? You're using this tool right here. You don't have to use all four of them. You can use one or two or three. You don't have to use all four of them. It's even better if you just use one. So for example, you saw me put the face right here, right? The face is boom right there. Actually, the left eye is right on that one. And it's bullseye right there. You can't go wrong. There is the composition for a portrait. Don't put the portrait right in the middle. Some people do it, but it's all the hyper realists. They're playing with it. Cool. You can do it, but it's a little bit trickier to put something right in the middle. So that's why the rule of thirds works so well. You either put something here, something over here, or I don't know if you've seen the Degas paintings, portrait paintings. Edgar Degas, the Impressionist or Friends of the Impressionists, he used to put some of his faces on the bottom ones. So there was a person sitting down, and then the face was like right here or right there, or the person was right here, and then there was flowers over here. And so he used to put them on the bottom. I saw a lot of his drawings when I was younger. So I hope that this makes any sense to you guys. I hope that I brought any value. If you guys found this valuable, please like it, share it, let other people know. By the way, let me tell you guys, this is one of the most important things to know. Composition. If you're an artist, hands down, it's the single most important thing to know when it comes to designing your artwork. Composition is everything. Not only makes you a better artist, but it makes people like your artwork better, and therefore help you in your exhibits and your sales. So it's really important. I've dedicated my whole life learning and practicing this. So much so that when I became a full-time artist, I realized how important it was to have this drilled in my head, that when I started working full-time, I was like an insatiable beast, creating new ideas, new designs, new things. I created a whole library of them. I created over 2,000, I think I have more than 2,000 sketches that I personally use as my reference photos. People ask me, do you use reference photos? Hey, I got thousands of this. So what I did is I took out the guesswork. I took the guesswork out of creating a painting. Oh my God, I need to create a landscape. Well, I don't have to really think about it so much. All I have to do is go back to my notes and pull out one of my S compositions, or my Steelyard compositions, or my group mass compositions, or my portraits. And I did it with different themes, not just with landscapes. I did it with figurative work. I did it with landscapes, still life. I did it with, oh my God, seascapes, you name it. Pets, animals, everything, you name it. I did it so much that I have, just literally thousands of them. What I'm doing is that I'm making them available to artists, okay? I'm making them available to artists in groups of 50. I've already released 50 of my best landscape compositions, and I'm every weekend I'm hoping to release a new one, but maybe it's faster than that. But anyways, I already released my landscape composition and my seascape composition groups. This come in a group of 50 each, and they are $49 each one. So you're getting 50 proven compositions, drawing sketches that you can use for your own artwork as reference, rather than going and using reference photos, because who wants to use reference photos? By the way, it's not safe to use someone else's artwork, in case you know. So I took the guesswork out of that. What I did is I made my work available for other artists. So if you want to take the guesswork out of, I don't know what I'm going to paint, well, I have them available. I'll put a link below somewhere, maybe here, up there. I don't know. You guys are going to see a link. If you don't see a link here, then you're going to see a link somewhere. But there's going to be a link, especially down there somewhere. If you're watching this live right now, DM me or comment, and I'll send you the link to the landscapes or the seascapes, and I'm releasing new ones. The next ones I'm going to be releasing are going to be steel life and then figurative work, and then I'm going to start releasing cat portraits and different, just all kinds. I mean, I have thousands of them. So anyways, guys, I hope that you found this very helpful. You don't have to get my composition sketches, by the way, okay? You can use your own, or you can go and take photos and do the way that I did it. Do it the hard way. And I don't mean this in a bad way or anything. Like you can go do it. But if you don't want to go do this, you can just take what I showed you right now and start doing your own sketches. But if you don't want to wait, mine are available, okay? For you to use and draw from and learn how to paint and sell them. I mean, you know, you'll get one of my compositions, make a painting from it, and you can use it for whatever. So there it is, guys. Thank you so much. Danny says thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And I love that. Great artist copy, good artist copy, great artist steal. I love that. Yeah, that's right. Thank you so much, guys. Have a wonderful, wonderful night. I gotta keep working here in my studio. And again, if you guys like this, please comment, like it, share it. I don't know if you guys found any of this helpful. I'd like to hear from you. Give me some feedback, because I'm going to be doing some more cool stuff for you guys, okay? Some really cool stuff that you guys can actually utilize. I don't like to do stuff that you guys can't utilize, because it's like, what's the point, right? I want to be able to give you guys gifts that are actionable, that you guys can put into place and be like, you know what? This actually works for me. I needed that. When I was an artist starting out, I needed that. I needed someone that was a little bit, you know, just a little bit more ahead and tell me, dude, it's this way, right? It's this way. Walk this way. This is where it's at. No one did that for me. I had to figure it out my own. And maybe this is why I'm sharing it so much. So thank you guys. Take care. Peace.